what's up. So this is my top 10 books of 2014. I just want to start off by saying this is a personal list, my opinions, and this is based off the books that I've read in 2014. Not all of these books were released this year. I'm sorry if that's what you clicked on this video for. So this year I set myself a reading challenge on Goodreads. You can add me as a friend using the link in the description below if you want to. I set myself the challenge of reading 50 books this year. I'm currently on my 36th. So I haven't actually managed to do the reading challenge this year. Quite sad about it. I originally set it as 30 and I was like, I can do 50. But I did set it back in March. That's when I started the challenge. So I think I would have actually done it if I'd set it in January. Next year I will definitely set it for 50 books, and I definitely will do it because I found a love for reading. So I may do a video on all of the books I've read this year, but that'll be a very long video. I don't know if you guys will be interested, but for now, this is the top 10 books that I have read. There are a couple of books that I don't actually have in my possession because I either got them from the library or I let a friend borrow them, so I'm just getting that out there. So number 10 is a book that I don't have with me because I'm lending it to a friend. It's called Hector and the Search for Happiness by Francois Lelord. To be honest with you, I don't really speak French, so I may have got that name wrong. Sorry if I did. The book itself is written in third person. It's kind of childlike. It'll have sentences like, Hector didn't know what to do. Hector thought. So it's quite a different style of writing that you may not be used to. I certainly wasn't used to it for quite a while, but it's a light read, it's a short book, and it teaches you how to be happy within yourself and how to find happiness. I did have a couple of problems with the book, namely the way that the main character sort of sees women and treats women, but overall the book was a very engaging, happy, entertaining read, and I'd recommend it to anyone. At number 9 we have Eleanor and Park by Rainbow Rowell. This may be very high on some people's lists, but I found it good, but it just wasn't that. It wasn't really enthralling for me. It's definitely a very good young adult book. I did find that it lacked plot quite a lot. It was just two teenagers sort of plodding along. But the actual characters themselves and character development is amazing, and towards the end of the book I was just really sad. I'm not going to give away what happens, but just know that you'll get very attached to these characters, and depending on how you feel about them, you may not like how it works out, you may love how it works out, but yeah, I'm going to try and not, do any spoilers in this video. I'll let you know if there are any spoilers coming up. Overall, I mean, it is kind of a cliche, conventionally unattractive sort of dorky girl meets unattractive dorky guy, and they don't like each other, and then they start talking and things ensue. So it depends on if that sort of thing is what you enjoy reading, but overall I did enjoy it. And number 8 we have Paper Towns by John Green. Now some people love John Green's writing, some people hate it. I will say The Fault in Our Stars is not in my list, even though I read it in January this year, because I just found his other books to be much better, mostly this one and another one which is also in the top 10 list. Now I will say the first, maybe the third of this book is absolutely incredible, and I just couldn't put it down. I read this while I was on tour and travelling the country, and it was such a boredom killer, and it's such a great book. Basically, guy meets girl, girl is quite rebellious, and girl goes missing, and guy travels with his friends to find girl. And I kind of have a little bugbear, but it's a personal bugbear because I really wanted to play Margot in the film, and I told John Green that I wanted to play Margot in the film, and he was like, I'm going to tell them, and I was like, oh my god, and then they cast Cara Delevingne, who admittedly is definitely not how I pictured Margot. Margot is described in this book as a little bit chubby, a little bit sort of conventionally unattractive. She had like short kind of hair, and Cara Delevingne is fucking stunning. So I'm kind of interested in how it pans out. I guess I'm just a little bit jealous. I like to think that I would have made a good Margot, but alas, it didn't happen, which is fine. But overall, it's a really good book, and you will find the characters. You may find some characters you absolutely hate, and I think that's also sometimes a good thing because they're written for you to hate them. So essentially, they are good characters. They're well-written characters, and that's what John Green really captures in this book. So number 7, I feel like this one is going to divide a lot of people. Number 7 is Allegiant by Veronica Roth. This is the last book in the Divergent trilogy. I read all 3 books this year, and a lot of people say that they hate this book. They hate the ending, and it sucks, and it shouldn't have ended that way. I personally loved it. I found this was the best book in the trilogy, mostly because I was so invested in the trilogy by reading the first 2 books that I just couldn't wait to see how it all got wrapped up. And I find her writing very good. I haven't read The Hunger Games yet, so I can't compare it to The Hunger Games. I wouldn't really want to compare it to another type of dystopian future, but I absolutely love how this, how this trilogy pans out. I love the sort of setting of having different factions. I don't really want to describe what happens in this book because obviously that would give away what happens in the first and second books. But basically, Tris Pryor, the main protagonist, is brought up in a world where you have different factions for, like, depending on your personality, and basically it goes through the system sort of breaking down. And it's just, I find it absolutely, such a good book, and I was so sad at the ending, just because I didn't want it to end. But let me know what you think of Allegiant if you've actually read it. Let me know in the comments below if you think I'm totally wrong in saying that this was an amazing ending to the trilogy. Now, number 6 is a book that I was given for free by Hotkey Books, who are a publishing house, I believe, based in the UK. This is called As Red as Blood, and I've got to be honest, I can't pronounce her name. I don't want to appear really ignorant. Salasimuka, I don't know. I assume it's either, it's Finnish. So it's a Finnish name, I don't speak Finnish. But this book is, I was surprised at how much I loved this book, especially, like I said, as I got it for free. Again, it's quite a short book, which is another reason that I picked it up, because I kind of wanted to really beat my reading challenge, you know, gotta be honest. So this book follows a girl called Lumiki who goes to high school, and she goes to her photography darkroom one day, and there is just lots of money covered in blood. And this basically just follows her journey of finding out where the money came from, and it's just fantastic. The warnings down here, which I love from Hotkey Books, chilling, murder, blood, snow. That basically sums up the whole book, and I just found it really entertaining. I loved the protagonist. I thought she was incredible. She's very mysterious, and I really could not recommend this enough. It's a great short read. And apparently it's a trilogy, so I can't wait to pick up the other books in the trilogy. Now, number 5 is again a book I don't actually have with me because I borrowed it from my local library and then I gave it back. It would probably be quite bad if I didn't give it back because I read it like 6 months ago. It's called Beauty Queens by Libba Bray. Now, this book basically follows lots of beauty pageants such as like Miss New Hampshire, Miss Texas, basically the American states. They're on a plane because they're going to the beauty pageant, and the plane crashes on a desert island, and it follows their journey of learning how to fend for themselves. And it's a comedy, and it's also very satirical of the world that we live in now, where it's all based on beauty and how you look rather than being intelligent. And it's such a smart read, especially for a young adult book. It was funny. I found myself just laughing out loud for a lot of it. I've got to be honest, I didn't like the book at first because I didn't like the original character that it starts off with, called Miss New Hampshire. Didn't really like her too much, but as you get into the book and you find out more about different characters, it's just absolutely fantastic. A little bit of a spoiler alert, sorry, it's to do with the review, spoiler alert. If I remember correctly, there's also a transgender contestant, and she's represented very well, and it was done with a lot of sort of respect and dignity, and there was no kind of, you know, cheap laughs or anything like that. And I just found that really, really cool. So I would definitely pick up this book, look it up in libraries, or just buy it. It's just incredible. It's a great laugh, and I'd really, really recommend it. Now, number 4 is the only book in the top 10 list that has made me cry. I did not cry at Fault in Our Stars. I did not cry at Allegiant. I did not cry at any other book apart from Looking for Alaska by John Green. This is the second John Green entry, and the last John Green entry. This to me is John Green's best book. I believe it was written in 2005, so I don't know if that's sort of an insult in that nothing he's done since has topped it for me. But this book is just, oh my god, I am so in love with the character Alaska, and John, you owe me. I want to play Alaska, okay? I can put on an American accent. Okay, I'm lying. John doesn't owe me anything. But basically, the characters in this are fantastic. I absolutely love Alaska. And the character development of Miles, the main protagonist, and his roommate, is just fantastic. I could not put this book down. I think I read this in like 3 days. And oh my god, there's a plot twist in there that will just break your heart. And just thinking about it now, I remember my heart sinking when I read it. I was like, oh. Basically, guy goes to Culver Creek, meets a roommate, meets a girl called Alaska, falls in love with Alaska, and things ensue, because I'm not going to spoil it for you. If you're going to read any John Green book, make it this one right here. A lot of people may say, well, how could you not have the Fault in Our Stars in your top 10? Personally, I just found all of these books to be better. Fault in Our Stars will probably be like 11 or 12 of the books that I read this year, but Looking for Alaska tops all of the John Green books. Okay, so we're in our top 3 now. Oh, drum roll. Number 3 is The Drowning of Arthur Braxton by Carolyn Smells. This book, I cannot describe this or compare it to any other book I've ever read, and that is a big compliment. Like, if I could say, oh, it's kind of like this book, then, you know, you're just comparing it to something else. This is incomparable. I'm just going to read the blurb because I don't think I could describe it any better. Arthur Braxton runs away from school. He hides out in an abandoned building in an old Edwardian bathhouse. He discovers a naked woman swimming in the pool. From this point on, nothing will ever be the same. It's the story of a 16-year-old boy who's bullied at school, and he sneaks into an abandoned bathhouse and meets a girl called Delphina. And it's just, seriously, Caroline, you are a babe, and I love this book so, so much. I'm actually planning on reading this again in a couple of weeks once I finish the book that I'm reading right now. Because it's just, you will fall in love with this book. There is comedy, there is tragedy, and it's just, it's a real coming of age story, and get it, read it. Cool, right, number 2 is the last fiction book in the series, so that's a bit of a giveaway for number 1. But number 2 is The Humans by Matt Haig. Now, this was actually the last book that I read before the one that I'm reading right now, and honestly, this is so emotional. Not in terms of bawling your eyes out, but literally it has taught me so much about the way that we live as humans. It's basically, to describe it properly, an alien comes to Earth to prevent a mathematic formula from coming out and being discovered. He goes into the body of a mathematics professor, and he has never encountered human life before, and it starts off with him in the body of a naked man, on a motorway. And it just, from start to finish, this book just doesn't stop. It is entertaining, it is shocking, it will take you on such an emotional journey. And after I read this book, I went onto Twitter, I found Matt Haig, and I thanked him for writing this, because it has given me so much perspective on human life and how we're expected to live. It pretty much taught me that we have on average 25,000 days on this planet, and we spend most of them working in dead-end jobs and lying to people. And I honestly feel like the way I live has been changed through this book. So Matt, again, thank you for writing this, honestly, and anyone that sees this in a bookshop, please pick it up, because the writing is just amazing, and I want to just read this again and again and again, and I think I will read this again and again next year. So my number 1 favourite book that I have read in 2014 may not be a choice that you expected. It may not be something that you would pick up yourself, but I have to put it in here because I could not stop reading it, and it's the biggest book I've ever read. It is the biography of Steve Jobs by Walter Isaacson. Now, again, this is not fiction. What is it doing in here? It is a biography of this man's life, the founder of Apple and the CEO until his death. Goes from when he was born to the moment he died. There are interviews in here, there are photos in here that are exclusive, and literally, if you're interested in technology, this book is just incredible. I have learned so much about the way that Steve run the company of Apple, and through his failings and what he learnt from doing things wrong and doing things right, and basically this book taught me to be assertive and really believe in myself and just follow my passion for what I do. And honestly, I know it's a massive book. I mean, look, it is the size of my head, literally, but I just want to reread this again. I plan to reread this every year now, because it is a masterpiece. It really is. So if you are interested in reading about someone else's life, this is the book I would recommend to you. So that is my top 10 list of books that I have read in 2014. Let me know if you have read any of the books that I have listed, and let me know if you enjoyed them. Let me know if you think that my opinions are totally wrong and terrible and no, I'm a bad person. But I would recommend all of those books to you. I am currently reading another non-fiction book that I actually dropped in the bath earlier. My bad. This is Escape from Camp 14. I think this is going to be the last book that I read of 2014, probably. It is about the only person that was born into a torture prison camp in North Korea who has escaped. And I'm very fascinated by the way that they live in North Korea, all of the way that the government runs and things like that. It's a horrible, horrible place. And I'm just really, really interested in it. So if you're interested in learning things, this book is harrowing and it's heartbreaking. But again, if you're interested in it, then this book will be very informative for you. I'd like to end the year on a happy-go-lucky book, clearly. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what your top 10 books were. Let me know if you have any book recommendations for me, because I love reading and I want to read so many books next year. So please let me know if there are any books I have not listed that you think I would love. Again, add me on Goodreads as a friend. Down below in the description is a link to my profile. Add me. I accept everyone because I'm just lovely. And I shall see you guys next time. So bye!